Alright, back with another video. On this one, I'll get through the gravity suit, which means we're gonna go up through the Phantoon fight, and of course the shinesparks to get to the wreck ship. So, lots of fun stuff to learn here. So you just got power bombs. If you froze these guys coming in well, you should be able to just leave like that. It's not too much trouble to have to freeze them again though if you're maybe a little slow doing it. You want to lay a power bomb in this room to open this door, and you can also kill this guy with it, which is nice because sometimes like they'll expand and shoot their needles and knock you down while you're trying to kill them, so that's nice. Oops, saved all the way back here. Nice. Not too much trouble though. Slay the power bomb things. See, like that, they can be kind of trolly. I pretty much like to grab, and wall jump off this thing. That might be a little tough to start with, so you can just grab it too if you want. Anyways, go up the elevator. And what you want to do here, you want to jump up and lay that power bomb. Samus travels faster than the power bomb does, so you want to get it as close to the right up close to the door, and then you want to jump and aim down, come into this room, and then you want to morph and lay another power bomb. This will open this door, and it will kill these guys, which is nice because they drop power bombs and health, both of which you want. Oops. You can just get up here and wait on their drops. If you... this might be a hard shot. You can like shoot up, climb up through here and shoot out this thing. You can also just wait to shoot it when you get up here. It's not too big a deal. Now you need to lay a power bomb to kill this guy and open this door. A good like sort of lineup for it is against this wall right here. Much further left and you're not gonna open. See, I didn't open the door, but if I'm in line with this, we'll just barely clip the door. And I like to select missiles to kill that guy, and then you're gonna need to be get a charge and do a shine spark to get through the next room. Now, the way you charge a shine spark is you need to get, you know, your blue kind of speed booster thing going, and then you need to crouch like that. Now, for this charge, I recommend doing what's called a one-tap short charge. Now, getting really short charges like that is kind of hard, but a one-tap one isn't hard at all, and it'll make this significantly easier. Because if I just hold run all the way, I don't have much room to move, and I'm going to have to like awkwardly platform to get up to here, which is where I want to be. And when you're in a shine spark, you can't do regular jumps. Like I can't do jumps like this, which makes this even harder because if you're up against this, you're not going to be able to spin jump. Kind of show you what I'm talking about. You'll do something like that if you try to, you'll spark if you try to jump up here in regular jumps. So everything needs to be spin jump, and it just makes the movement really awkward having to climb up these like steps. So I really recommend doing a one tap. And how you do a one tap is basically just a good visual cue is right here when the ground starts to slope down. That's when you hold run. You just walk on your D-pad until here, and then you start holding your run. And like, see how much earlier I got that? I was able to get that charge, you know, before I'm getting it like right over here, and now I'm getting it way back here. And it's really easy to do. And that allows you to, well, if you do it correctly. Oops. That allows you to get all the way up here in one jump, which is really nice. Now there are a couple ways to actually activate the Shine Spark. When I was new, I preferred to do it from the ground. And the way you would do that is you would just hit run or hit jump and then hit right in this situation, whichever direction you want to go in. I would hit jump and then right. And it's important to hit jump before you press right. You want to be standing still and then hit jump and right. Otherwise you're going to do spin jumps if you hit your direction before you spark. So I'll show you what it looks like. Something like that. And you just spark through the door, collect those missiles. Now another way to do it that some people might find easier is from the air, like that. I'm actually pretty sure you can't be too high here. Oops, that's not what you want to do. Yeah, she'll just like spark along the ceiling instead of like bonking it or anything. But there's actually two ways to activate a spark, like from the air. One way is, you know, while you're in your spin jump, you hit up to activate the spark, and then you hit jump and right. The other way is to hit angle up to activate your spark, and then hit jump and right. I prefer using angle up because you actually never have to let go of forward if you are using angle up. Just make sure that like you let go of up or angle up, whichever you're using. Make sure you let go of them before you hit jump. Otherwise, you will not be able to. You'll do one of these right here. Like that was a diagonal spark because I didn't let go of angle up before I hit jump. And if you don't let go of up before you hit jump, you'll spark straight up. If you're doing it that way, yeah, you'll just spark straight up. So, I think jumping from the air is a little more complicated, honestly, but some people like doing it. You'll also probably not collect those missiles if you do it that way, but that's fine. Anyways, do the spark however you want to do it. Get over here. Now the easiest way to do this, I find, is to like, you can like align yourself with this wall right here. Like this corner. You can just like bonk yourself into it. And then you want to walk into the door transition without holding run anywhere. Let me save this actually. Just walk in. And now hold run, like while the door is transitioning. And you'll get the charge like right at the end. This is a pretty easy way to set this up. You don't have to time anything. And and then you have your charge. And you can either jump to here and do a ground spark, or you can just jump and spark from the air. Now, one thing to be aware of is if you like mess this up or something, you fall in the water, or you don't get the charge of shine spark properly, whatever, and you have to go back and reattempt it. From this room, you need a. I don't think you can. Oh, you can barely get a one tap here. Actually, you probably need a really good one tap though. Like you can barely get that. I would just go back into this room and retry it. And one thing a lot of players do when they try to retry this is they come in here and, oh no, 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 no. This is the type of thing you don't want to have happen. That's why it's important to remember your stop on a dime thing. Like coming in here full speed, it's really hard to stop yourself well. Because Samus has like so much inertia built up that when you try to turn around, she doesn't do it immediately, and so it's really easy to fall into that water. So come into this room, be sure you're holding like angle down or angle up so you can stop yourself immediately if you need to retry this. But yeah, it's not that hard at all, really, to get this charge. It's like supers, shoot this. I just spam shoot there. Come down through here. I like to do like an angle down shot while hugged against this thing, and that clears out all this stuff over here. So you can fall down. Any other type of shot, you're probably gonna have to shoot more. Oops, and you can fall down through here, select supers. Shoot the door. Come over here, oops. Just ball up and bomb. The easy way to shoot this side door is to like roll up until you're like in line with the steps, and then you can stand up and do an angle up shot. It's probably going to be a little easier than a jump shot on the door when you're first starting out. That's a pretty easy way to line things up. And then we have Phantoon. This is going to be fun. The first thing you want to do is turn off your ice beam. The way the damage on Phantoon works, ice beam actually damages him more, but because he disappears after a certain amount of damage each round, having ice on, the way it works, you're actually not able to do as much damage per round. He'll disappear after 2 shots instead of 3 shots. So, turning ice off is the first step to having this fight go your way. And what we're gonna do, I'll just pause it before things start. What we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to do a 4-round kill, where we hit him with 3 spacer shots per round. Now on the 4th round, optionally, you can hit him with 1 charge spacer and then a super to make things a little faster. But, you know, mainly you want to get good at hitting him with 3 charge spacer shots per round. So I'll kind of show you how it should look. You can shoot him off screen like that with wave beam. So yeah, that was your 4-round spacer kill. Some things I'll try to note while the music is quiet. I'll show you some more stuff that's going on. So the way Phantoon works, so he's gonna appear in the room and he kind of moves around in like a figure 8 pattern around the room, and then he'll open up somewhere and shoot out flames. If you hit him then he goes into like his hurt state where he's just kind of wildly flying around the room, and he's vulnerable to you while he's in his hurt state, and you can, you know, that's when you want to get your other 2 charge shots in. Another thing that can happen is you can miss him when he opens, and he goes into what's called the rain state, where he you know, disappears for a little while, and you know, flames will be spawning but you won't see where he is, and then he'll just randomly appear, you know, wherever, and kind of rain flames down from the top of the screen. And the last state he has is the whipping state, where if I hit him with a super before, and the super does not kill him. Supers actually do a ton of damage to Phantoon. I think they do 600 damage. But if the super doesn't kill him, then he'll enter the whipping state. And this is something you really don't want to have happen. Actually, let me show it. Yeah, see. This is gonna waste a bunch of time, because he's completely invulnerable to you while this is happening. Also note, this is something that's something useful to know about the fight, is you can pseudo screw through those flames. Like if you just hold a charge shot and do a spin jump, you're invulnerable to the to his flames, and that's really good to know when you're a beginner, because those flames will probably mirror you and you'll hate them. Guess I'll try to show a couple more fights. This was a pretty hard fight for me when I was new. So I missed him as he opened, so he's gonna do his rain state thing. Oops. So there, I used a super to finish the fight on that last round to save a little bit of time. You want to be sure, though, that, you know, you've hit everything, and because you don't want to enter that whipping state. So, I suppose the last thing I can go over with this fight is a little bit about his patterns. This isn't necessary to know if you're a beginner, but it'll honestly make things easier if you know the patterns. And it's kind of the first step into getting into like optimizing this fight, is learning when and where he can open. So the fight starts, and let me capture my mouse real quick. Okay, so the fight starts and he's kind of in the middle of the room, and then there's two things he can do. He can come down bottom left, or he can go up to the top right, and he can open straight away when he does either of those. He can come down bottom left, open straight away, or he can come up top right, open straight away. Now let's say he went bottom left. If he goes bottom left and he doesn't open straight away, then he'll, you know, fly around the room for a little bit, and he'll open up top right, possibly. That's the middle pattern. Or he'll fly around the room a little more and open up kind of in the middle. That's the slow pattern. So if he comes to the left, he can open up fast left, middle right, or slow, kind of in the middle of the room. We call those left slow, left mid, and or left fast, left mid, and left slow. Just because he went left at the beginning, is how we differentiate them. And then if he comes top right, he can open up, you know, right away, top right. Or he'll open up right here at about a middle pattern. The left and right actually kind of mirror each other, which makes them quite easy to remember. Or he can open up slow, kind of, again, top right. And those are the patterns for the first round. They're actually not too hard to remember. I'll try to show some of them. So, no, he didn't give me fast left there. He might give me mid right. That's what he did give me. And now the patterns for the second round are a little different, or very different. Probably should have talked about those, because the patterns for the second round are the same for all subsequent rounds. Like round one kind of has its own unique patterns, and then every other round after that is the same. I just stopped that beeping. So wait, I'll turn on. Know what to do to allow me to explain things, so I don't have that crazy music going on. Alright, there we go. So for the second round and on, he can start either in the top right of the room or in the top left of the room. If he starts top left, he can open up right away, or he can open up slow, kind of near the door. The middle pattern on the left side of the room for second round and on is very, very uncommon, to the point where it's not really even worth knowing about it almost. Then if he starts in the top right, he can open up kind of in a middle pattern right here-ish, or he can open up in a slow pattern kind of against the wall, against the right wall. Much like the left mid pattern, the fast right pattern is extremely uncommon. Like, I've only seen these patterns like a handful of times, and you know, like most sub 50 players, I have spent tons and tons and tons and tons of time practicing this boss, because X Factor is a bitch, and pretty much learning it requires you spending tons and tons and tons of time practicing this boss. So those two patterns are really uncommon, but now that I've shown the patterns, I can kind of so he can open up right away. No. Next place he can open is bottom left, kind of right here. No, he didn't get that. So it's going to be slow. So either top left or top right. Open up top right. So he's going to give me that mid pattern maybe. Yeah. Top left or top right. Top left, you can open it straight away. That didn't happen. So it's gonna be a slow pattern. Against the door, kinda, right here. Top left or top right. So we opened up fast. And, you know, that'll take some getting used to. How to shoot him as he opens and stuff. But that's really like the first step towards getting really good at the fight, is learning when and where he opens and how to shoot him. And when you first start, it's not really important to hit him when he opens. Like, you can enter that range state. It's fine. It just wastes a little bit of time every time that happens, but you know, knowing that is really nice. And honestly, if you know the patterns, you can make the fight kind of easier on yourself. You're not just guessing what's gonna happen. But anyways, when you finish the fight, you wanna stand here, shoot open the door, and jump through his drops one way, and then jump through his drops the other way out the door. You really want to collect kind of all his drops. So it looks something like that, you know. Right here, bomb this. Jump over that. Angle up, shoot the door. Jump through the door. Oops. Get up here, shoot, shoot, shoot. You can just do like a straight shot. I think it'll hit it with spacer. Yeah, like a single angle up shot. We'll clear all that stuff out. It's pretty easy to do. Get up to here and run through this room. Now if you just run straight off here, you're gonna get hit by this spark. But if you know, like I've been talking about, a lot of the techniques in this game revolve around manipulating Samus's hitbox, and her aim down sprite is really small. It's I think the smallest actually, besides Morph. So if you just press down while you're passing this spark, you'll shrink up and not hit it. Able to cleanly get those supers. You definitely want to get those supers. Those are the fastest supers. Game. You can just run up here. Now, one thing to keep an eye on is, do you have any power bombs at this point? Because you need a power bomb in the attic, which is the very next room at the top. So if you don't have a power bomb here, you want to come through this room. It's like missiles. And this guy will come at you, shoot him, and I have full power bombs here, so he's going to drop me health. But if you don't have full power bombs, like 100% of the time, that dude's going to drop you a power bomb. Which is nice, because you really want a power bomb to for this room at the top here. So I like to select supers and super this guy because he's going to be in your way, and then switch to power bombs, which is the next item we're going to need. So get up here, and you're going to want to jump through the door. Now, there's a few ways to do this. Probably the easiest way is just to ball up. Lay your power bomb immediately. You just get hit. And then run over here and shoot this guy once to kill him. Because if you don't shoot him, then he's not going to die. So be sure to shoot him. And then you can... How am I going to do this? Yes, yeah, I shot him during the powerbomb lag phase. Probably the straight up easiest way is just to like use ammo. The atomics take one super, that guy takes a super and a missile. Your ammo is not extremely important right now with the route we're using, so it's fine to use some in this room. So it would probably be the easiest thing to do is just jump through, super the atomics, super and missile that remaining key hunter, and then, you know, jump out the door and leave. If you want to get into doing the room fast, oops, there's a spark you can do. I like to get that guy's drop. Like that. That spark's kind of difficult to aim. Let me go back. Like, you want to spark to where you're just coming under this hub right here. This spark thing. You want to spark like just under it. So it's probably a little tough to aim it. And it's, you know, a spark from the air. Probably a little tough to aim it at first, but... That's what it should look like when you get it. Just run through here. Using ammo is fine in that room though. It's also fine because that spark uses some health, so be aware of that. Here I just come down here. If you shoot, like a lot of people hold a charge here, and actually I usually do too, I don't know why I didn't there. If you shoot like when you get to about right here, when you're getting to the top, you can shoot out that block right there. Oops. And then just morph down, bomb jump up, shoot the door. You can farm that guy like kind of once, like you'd shoot the door and then shoot and like farm him once on your way to the door. You don't want to sit there and farm him though, like even if you're low health. You want to come into this next room and get your farm. Kind of just kill everything. I would recommend. Now, to get through the bowling room, which is the spike room coming up, you need, you know, you would want at least 91 energy, because the spikes do 3 hits, or the spikes do 30 damage, and you're probably going to take 3 hits from them. So that's kind of your magic number on where you want to be to survive the room. You can make it through the room taking only 2 hits, but that's kind of hard to do. Probably tough to rely on if you're a new player. So let me kind of show you. You don't want to hold run. Like, you might not want to hold run at all. Actually, you actually have too much speed here. But anyways, you'd come in here. you want to get hit and then run a little bit before you jump again. It's important not to run too much though, because you don't want to get hit and then get hit again before you've jumped. It's like the worst thing that can happen. I'll try to show a 2-hit. So yeah, it was a 2-hit. You notice I'm getting like some arm pumps and the while I'm running between hits to get just a little bit of extra distance. Actually pretty sure you can't get it if you hit your head like that. Almost, but not quite. It just takes getting a feel in this room for how far you can run before you need to jump. Because, you know, you really don't want to jump too late and get hit again like that. But ball up into the chorizo's hand. Get like a cup of coffee. Because this is a nice little break. One of the few breaks you'll get. It'll drop you, shoot the door, come through here. And then you've got your gravity suit. So, that does it for this video. I'll try to get a new one up soon. Hopefully I can pick up the pace and crank them out sooner than I've been lately. The next video I'll try to get up through Space Jump and your fight with Dragon. So that'll be fun, going through Meridian stuff. Thanks for watching. I hope the video helps.